Today, there are several challenges that humans face, especially the youngsters. Teen depression is a significant mental health issue that results in a constant sense of melancholy and a lack of interest in activities. Teen depression impacts how adolescents think, feel, and act, which may lead to emotional, functional, and physical problems. Although depression may strike at any age, teenagers and adults may experience distinct symptoms. In today's video, we are going to look into teenage depression. Stick to the last second of the video so that you won't miss any point. Hello and welcome back to another amazing video. What is teenage depression? What causes teen depression? How can you tell that a teen is depressed? Let's find out in today's video, so don't move a muscle. But first, before we go on, please subscribe, comment, share the video, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started with this interesting video. What is teen depression? To respond to that, we can say that it is a condition characterized by a long-term sensation of intense sadness. A condition marked by severe sadness and inhibition of psychological activities, often with neurovegetative illnesses. This mental health disorder leads the individual to lose interest in previously appreciated activities. Furthermore, depressed adolescents will be influenced to the point where they can change the way they think, feel, and behave. When it comes to teenage depression, we're talking about major functional, physical, and emotional issues. Traumatic life changes such as a relocation, divorce, the death of a loved one, or even the loss of a friend or boy or girlfriend may trigger depression symptoms. Though sadness is a natural component of the mourning process, when an adolescent is unable to overcome it, depression develops. Other factors such as problems at home, school, or in relationships, as well as the usual struggles of adolescence, may all contribute to depression. Teens who have a gloomy view, whether due to personality characteristics or unfavorable prior events, can develop depression. Taking personal responsibility for circumstances beyond one's control, connecting adverse events in one's life so that they appear to be a pattern of nothing ever goes right, seeing a temporary setback or lousy situation as permanent, low self-esteem, and hopelessness are all examples of negative mindsets. Teens who haven't learned to cope effectively with life's typical challenges or who are confronted with a tragedy they can't manage are prone to depression. Physical, mental, or sexual abuse is one kind of trauma linked to depression. Bullying, either as a victim or as a perpetrator, may lead to depression. Teens' depression may be triggered by a chronic disease or a severe accident, and various drugs, infections, and illnesses can also cause melancholy or symptoms that resemble depression. Around 10 to 20% of teenagers in the globe suffer from depression. Many, however, go undiagnosed and untreated. According to the National Institutes of Health, 1 out of every 5 teenagers will suffer depression before reaching adulthood. So how can you know whether your adolescent's behavior is due to typical adolescence or something more serious? To address this issue, we'll look at some of the most prevalent indications that may be found in teenagers and used to determine whether or not they're depressed. Number 1. Lack of energy. Fatigue is one of the physical signs of depression. Your adolescent may be sleeping inefficiently or excessively. They may express their dissatisfaction with their tiredness. Also, depressed adolescents may skip school or see the school nurse regularly due to unexplained body aches, stomach aches, or headaches. Teens may lose or gain weight in addition to these symptoms. Number 2. Withdrawal or aggression and acting out. Teens who are depressed tend to isolate themselves from their peers and family. They become disinterested in their everyday pursuits. They withdraw from society, stay at home more, spend excessive time online, or give up sports or activities they used to love. However, not all sad teenagers separate themselves. They may cut ties with particular pals or create new bonds with others who are a terrible influence. Instead of retreating, some unhappy teens take out their frustrations on their friends or family. They experience wrath, aggressiveness, or irritation outbursts. Conflicts may escalate to the point that parents wonder, where did this come from? Risky decisions like unsafe driving, sexual promiscuity, or drug or alcohol use to bury grief are examples of other behavioral changes. Number 3. Poor self-esteem. Depressed teens go through emotional upheavals that affect their self-worth. They believe they are worthless, guilty, unattractive, or ashamed. You could notice that they are fixated on their mistakes or that they unnecessarily criticize and blame themselves. Their attitude on life begins to deteriorate. Is your adolescent always in need of reassurance or overreacting to criticism, failure, or rejection? Look for signs of self-harm, such as a lot of blood-splattered tissues in the bathroom or bedroom garbage, or hesitation to expose arms or wrists. These signs of low self-esteem appear at a period when kids should be developing positive self-worth. Number 4. Lack of concentration. Challenges in making choices, focusing, or remembering things may all be symptoms of depression. It's possible that your adolescent speaks or thinks slowly. Homework isn't completed, basic judgments are difficult to make, and housework and other duties are neglected. Their grades may become poor as a result. They seem disturbed or restless. Number 5. Suicidal thoughts. Teens who are depressed are more likely to have frequent thoughts of death or suicide. Some people confide in their family or friends about their suicidal thoughts. But how can you tell if your adolescent isn't talking to you? If a teen is thinking about suicide, they start making positive comments about death or wishing they were dead or gone. Romanticizing death, thinking others would be better off without them or if their friends would miss them if they died. After seeing what causes adolescent depression and the many indicators that one exhibits while depressed, we should now look into some of the methods used to avoid teenage depression. The first step is to be vigilant. What's the next step? Once you've recognized your teen's depression symptoms, you'll want to seek assistance so that your teen may get therapy and support. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, or NIMH, teens and parents should make an appointment with their primary care physician first, according to the National Institute of Mental Health. Although depression symptoms may not necessarily need an underlying cause, specific depressed episodes may precipitate a health problem that a doctor can detect and diagnose. If depressive symptoms are evident and no other medical issues are present, the next step is to see a therapist. Depression symptoms may sometimes be identified on their own. However, it would help if you always got an official diagnosis from a qualified health specialist before taking action. Your doctor may be able to refer you to a local counselor, or you may be able to locate one yourself. If you can't find the correct options for your adolescent in your immediate area, you may want to look into online counseling platforms. Your teen's depression symptoms will be simpler to manage if they engage in self-help and self-care. It will also assist them in developing habits that will help them lessen the effect of depression in the future. They will be able to manage depression symptoms if they occur in the future after they have learned how to care for themselves when adolescent depression hits appropriately. Teen behavior related to puberty and conduct connected with depression are very different. Using the instructions above will help you understand what teen depression looks like, what you can do to assist your teen, and how to avoid depression relapses in the future. Whether you have an adolescent showing troubling behaviors or you want to prepare for the future, when in doubt, seek the advice of a qualified mental health care professional. As we conclude, here's a question for you. Are you ready to help a teenager get out of depression now that you have the skills? If yes, the first step might be sharing this video with them. If you are successful, let us know about that in the comment section. Also, if you are interested in more videos like this, please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Goodbye. See you in the next video.